Dollar Tree has so many style of these canvases. They have regular size and style as well as flat ones. But we're going to start with this one. This is more of a traditional style canvas. We're going to remove the plastic and the paper from it. I'm also going to remove the staples because I am going to use the frame in front of the canvas. So I want to remove a lot of the canvas portion. Now, all of the crafts in this video are inspired by higher end decor, just like this next one was inspired one an antique farmhouse website, this gorgeous framed heart. And I thought I can totally make something similar using a Dollar Tree canvas. Once I removed all the staples, I'm just going to kind of score or kind of cut off the front portion of the canvas with my X-Acto knife and then remove the excess and just throw that portion away. Now, I do want to stain the actual frame, so I'm going to use this antiquing wax by Waverly, and I'm going to use a rag. I'm just going to do a one coat, let it dry, and then we are going to sand it down just a little bit so that we can have a more distressed farmhouse look. But of course, that is optional. You can also paint the frame in whatever color you'd like or leave it in the natural tone that it has originally. While that is drying, I am going to use the back side of the canvas. Dollar Tree has an entire section filled with stickers, as well as these that are rub-on transfers. I can't believe I found something so similar to the inspiration, but we're going to try to use it on the canvas because I've never done that. I am going to trace a heart on the back of it, and this is just what we're going to use to give it that heart shape that the original inspiration has. I'm going to cut it off, and then we are going to attach it to the back side of the canvas using a scraper. Again, I'm not sure if this is going to work, but it actually did, and wait until you see it. So I'm just going to place it in the center. I'm going to tape it a little bit on the sides just to hold it in place. And then using a scraper, I'm just going to start scraping it on or rubbing it on. You're just going to keep rubbing it until the design turns from black to gray. And that's how you know that it attached. Once the entire design was nice and gray, I knew everything was attached. Remove the tape and very carefully just remove the plastic portion from it. Now it does have a little stickiness to it, so that's why you see me rubbing it, just pulling off those little webbies that are left behind. But how fun was this? I cannot believe it actually worked this good. All right, so the frame is dry. I'm just going to sand it, like I said earlier, just a little bit to give it a little bit more of a distressed look and then dust it well. Now I'm just going to place the frame right back on top of the canvas, adding hot glue on the edge and then just placing it on the top. That's how easy this was. And of course, you can do any design to the middle that you want. Let me remind you what the original inspiration from Antique Farmhouse looked like. And then this is mine. And it's definitely not identical, but I gotta tell you, I love the way it turned out. What a great inspiration. What a great piece. And I love the way this one turned out. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, we are going to try to take this inspiration of this bunny and make it with Dollar Tree items. And we're going to start with one of their fabric rolls. You know that I love crafting with these. You can find them for every season. And although I didn't have a striped one, I love the color tones of this one. So I'm just going to open it up and just iron it just a little bit to remove some of the folds. And then I did print out a shape of a bunny, and I am going to transfer it onto the fabric using carbon paper. This is a great alternative. If you do not have a cutting machine, you can make signs. It's perfect. So I place the carbon paper underneath the bunny, and then I'm going to trace it using this tracer. This is just one you can find at Dollar Tree, and I actually love the little grippies it has. Very comfortable. I'm just going to trace it all the way around, just the outline. We do not need the nose or the eyes. And then once you remove everything, you can see the outline on the fabric. I am going to then fold the fabric in half so that we can cut both sides, the front and the back, at the same time. And that way the front and the back will be the same shape and size. I am cutting, leaving about a ½ inch outside the line so that we have enough space to place the hot glue. Alright, so now we're going to place both fabric facing in the correct way. And then we're going to start hot gluing. We're going to take this little bit at a time. I'm just going to do the ears first. Stuff it with some pillow stuffing. And the pillow stuffing that I use is just an inexpensive pillow that I get at Walmart. And I just keep pulling stuffing from it as needed. Then we're going to move on to the head, just adding hot glue on the sides, stuffing the head, and then moving on to the body. All right, so I left an opening at the bottom so that we can insert the dowel. I'm just going to wiggle it in there and then add hot glue as needed and securing it in place. Now for the base, you can use a wood slice. You can find them at Dollar Tree. You can also find them on Amazon or Walmart. But I had one that was left over from another tree. It was like a wintry kind of tree. So I'm going to use that one as a base. There it is. And it already had the opening and it fit the dowel perfectly. I am going to add a little bit of glue and place the dowel right inside. So easy. All right. We're going to make a little bunny tail. This is just a pom-pom that I already had on hand from a huge packet that I have. We're going to hot glue it to the front and that's it. Here's a reminder of what the inspiration bunny looked like from Antique Farmhouse. And look how cute this one is. Oh my gosh. I love the way this one turned out. That little tail and the colors. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, I am going to take this Antique Farmhouse sign as an inspiration, and I figured why not try to do it with one of these square boards from Dollar Tree. You can find these year-round in the crafting aisle, and we're going to start by removing the string, of course. I am going to lightly sand it just to smooth it out very little bit, and of course we want to dust it and remove all dust from it. I am going to add a pretty medium-sized, I guess, layer of Mod Podge on the surface. I'm going to apply it with my brush and then I'm going to put it to the side to dry. In the meantime, we're going to take these paint sticks. You can use any paint sticks you want. I get these on Amazon because you get more bang for your buck. And I do have them in my Amazon store if you want to check it out, which is linked down below. I'm going to stain these again using the Waverly Antiquing Wax. And I'm just going to do the front and let them dry. I am now going to take one of these calendars from Dollar Tree. You know that I love crafting with these. They have great designs in a different styles, actually. We're going to use this one because it had that same feel as the original inspiration piece from Antique Farmhouse. So we're going to put that to the side for now because our paint sticks are dry. I'm going to just sand them nice and smooth. And then we are going to cut off any excess we do not need. I am going to use my miter shears to cut that, and I'll show you what that looks like here in just a minute. The Mod Podge is dry, so I'm going to place the design from the calendar on top, some parchment paper, and we're just going to iron it. The heat from the iron is going to activate the Mod Podge, and it's going to attach the design beautifully with no bubbles. It's like magic. I'm going to sand down the edges to remove any excess paper, and that way the edges will also be nice and smooth. Now we're going to start framing it with the paint sticks. We're just going to start placing, marking, and cutting. And here are the miter shears that I was telling you about. I got these on Amazon and I love that they cut through these as well as dowels very easily. I'm going to place on each side one of them. Just hot gluing it in place is sufficient. And then we are going to measure and cut the ones from the top at the bottom and do the same steps. I wanted the frame to fit nice and snug, so I did cut the pieces just a little smaller than what they should be. That way I can hammer them in and it'll be nice and tight. And I did the same thing with the other one. Just cut, hot glue, and adjust as needed. All right, to be able to hang this piece, I'm just going to add a small little piece of jute string to the back of it. You know that I like using hot glue as well as tape just to secure everything in place, as well as just clean everything up. So we're going to do that here. And of course, you can add rope if you want, or you can drill holes and add rope, whatever you want. Let me remind you what the original inspiration piece looked like. It's gorgeous. I love it. And here's mine. I gotta say, I feel like it has the same feel. I love the way this one turned out for a fraction of the cost. But what do you think? Let me know down in the comments. For this next Dollar Tree DIY craft, this is our inspiration from Antique Farmhouse, a gorgeous church style frame with the cross in the center. And we're going to start with these tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree. They're supposed to be a game, but you know that we use them for crafting, and I love them. We're going to take some of the lighter color ones, and we're just going to start hot gluing them in pairs. Now, at this point, I wasn't quite sure how many I wanted, so I just kept hot gluing as needed, and then just kind of dry fitting until I kind of liked what I saw. And we're just going to keep building a cross for the center of the piece. All right, so now we're going to build the church around the cross, and I'm going to use these flat dowels. These are bamboo dowels that I get on Amazon. They're very flexible and fun to work with. They're very inexpensive on Amazon, and I always have them on hand. Right now, I'm just going to dry fit, make marks and cuts as needed so that then I can paint everything together. Now, I didn't do a good job painting. I'm going to paint it black, and you're going to see in a little bit I did have to touch it up. But no big deal. I'm going to use Waverly Chalkman in the ink tone. It's very pigmented and only one coat was needed. And then I'm just going to place those to the side and let them dry. In the meantime, instead of adding antiquing wax to stain it, I decided to paint this one in this beigey color from Waverly. I'm just going to do one coat on the sides as well as the front. And then I'm going to add antiquing wax later. Now, I don't know how I feel about this style. I think it would have been better to just stain it, but let me know what you think down in the comments. All right. The pieces are dry, so I'm just going to, again, just place everything and just build that church around the cross like the original piece had, hot gluing those pieces in place. All right, so everything's coming together. I am going to do those touch-ups with a small brush, again, just because you can really see them. All right, so then I decided to create a base for this piece. I'm going to use one of these wooden pieces from Dollar Tree as well as a couple of tumbling tower blocks. Place the piece right in front and then just kind of sandwich it in right there, and it'll hold in place nicely. Now I'm going to add those final pieces to the actual cross to give it that same look of the original inspiration piece from Antique Farmhouse. And again, I'm just going to make a few marks, a few cuts, and hot glue them in place. And let me remind you what the original inspiration piece looked like. It's a gorgeous piece. And then, of course, here is mine. I love it. I think this one is really close to the original. Again, I wasn't trying to make it exactly the same, just use him as inspiration. But I'd love to know what you think of this one. Let me know down in the comments. I have another video here for you with tons more of Dollar Tree DIY crafts inspiration. Check it out. I'll see you later and have a blessed day. Bye.